Car audio guy installs his own universal muffler, brings it to a muffler shop and says, I just need 2 tailpipes. Car audio guy. Not bad. Somebody knew how to weld. I wonder where he took that to do this. Because the welds are cold, but it's still good. He told me he did this, the car audio guy. You're definitely not an exhaust guy. So, if I would have to do tailpipes, I'd have to stuff something like this way, and then one underneath. We could do it, but then I would be messing around with 15-foot tailpipes on a side exit. Like part of this video is, yesterday we had a guy come in with the same truck, right? Yeah. He was gonna put his own muffler on and asked us how much for tailpipes. How much do you think this tailpipe job should cost? Well, I'm asking you, YouTube. I'm just saying in general, like if the customer, so yesterday that red truck, he didn't put the muffler on yet. He's asking us just to build tailpipes for him. There's dual exhaust.
If they put the muffler up there the way this guy does?
Yeah, we'd have to tell him we got to redo it.
Yeah, well, yeah, we'd have to move the muffler back 7 each way.
Yeah.
Because it's either we put the effort in to move the muffler back,
or try and swing 15 foot worth of pipe.
We're trying to swing 15 foot worth of pipe, which harder to bend, more material, more time consuming.
Yeah.
It makes 0 sense.
I mean, I could do it like this, that way,
it would
underneath.
It would be such a pain in the ass.
It's just worth it. It's so much work. So what we're going to do now is actually move that muffler all the way back here, hang it from the factory hanger, and then we're going to build him his shotgun duals out the side. Could you charge the customer who's asking for 2 custom tailpipes installed? I'm curious to know what you, as a consumer, your expectations of spend are. And I said this the other day. I said, what do consumers expect today when they come into to get auto repair done? None of that's getting fixed. What do you expect to pay? And then look, here's the last brake job someone did. The brake hose is twisted like a curly Q French fry. Consumers expect, if you're not coming in for a lost leader low price oil change or a tire rotation, what do you expect to pay for consuming auto repairs or custom work? So let me just give you a little snip. Average dealership labor rates are nearing $220 to $280 an hour. So what does that mean to the customer? As soon as you come in, there's not too many jobs that take less than an hour to do any longer. Forget headlight bulbs, tail light bulbs, suspension, interior work. So minimum an hour, right? So if you average that out for a dealership, you're going to be in the $2 to $225 to $250 to $280 depending on your area of the world. So the customers have to be conscious when they come into a business that has lights on and parking and it's not a dump and everything works and the bathroom's clean and there's coffee and there's employees running around. That all comes at an expense. So to think that you're going to come into a shop, a dealership, or a private shop, even private shop labor rates are tipping $150 to $180 an hour. In your mind as a consumer, you have to realize, I'm coming in for work, my car, and at least I'm going to spend $200 just in labor, not including shop fees and miscellaneous stuff. So to get your car actually fixed today, for even small things, you're probably to the tune of $400 to $500 on average, and I'm not trying to scare anyone, that your expectations when you come in for repairs are going to be costing, no different than you paying your electric bill, paying your insurance bill. So I'm just going to give you a little thing for the guy who was here yesterday. We quoted him $400 to custom fit 2 tailpipes after he installed his muffler, which he didn't have on his car. He just said, I'm going to put my own muffler on. How much are you going to charge me? to install 2 custom tailpipes, obviously put hangers on there. I'm going to be thinking about what I'm going to do. I was this kind of tailpipe install on this truck, but you never know what you're going to get when you lock into a price with a customer you didn't see. So we quoted him $400 yesterday, and on his way he went. Maybe he'll show up, maybe he won't show up. This customer here, since we have a relationship business to business, I charged him $400. It's almost the identical work that I would be doing for another guy. The other guy, less, he wants shotgun duals right hand side, which is a little bit more custom bending. And if you think about that in perspective, their time, 2 hours or under 2 hours with fitting everything. And I'm sure there's guys that can do it faster. Faster doesn't always mean cleaner. That 1 hour labor average in a local shop is $150 to $180 an hour. And if you go to the dealership, which they don't really do custom work, but your expectations are at minimum $200 an hour for them to work on your car. That's $200 for a set of brake pads in the front, or $200 for a set of brake pads in the back, labor only, not including pads. So $400, $500, $600, $700 just for brake pads at the dealership isn't uncommon. So just sometimes I see situations here where people come in and ask me to fix their exhaust system, and I give them a price, and I'm like, well, that's going to be $200. I don't think they realize an hour's labor and materials, it's really not a lot of money to fix a flex pipe on your $1,500 or $2,000 exhaust system or pipe, or $400 to build custom tailpipes. And the reality of the world is, it's expensive to get your car fixed nowadays. Unless you want to use the guy who did his brakes over there, where your brake hoses are all twisted up and your brakes aren't right, and there's many other issues. There's plenty of those guys out there. I could show you every day in my bays, guy who's not an exhaust guy, put the muffler in the complete wrong spot. And not the ideal spot. So he's a radio guy, and I get it. But absolutely. Alright, so Caleb had, and like I said, we're going to take this, and then we're going to move this, just like the original pipe was. Now they have the pipe step down a little small, but it's okay in my opinion. And he obviously did this, so he did okay. We're going to take this piece, we're going to move it, and the original configuration of this exhaust system was like this, around this cross member. And you could have weaned a pipe through here and weaned a pipe through there. We could have done that. But I don't have 15-foot sticks of tubing, so I'd have to make them in 2 pieces, which isn't really, really nice. So at least now I can go 1 piece, muffler, hanger, never mind the hole in the chassis support. And then I can come back here and I could utilize the factory frame hanger and build his tailpipes right out here in a shotgun duals just the way he wants it. Now the other guy's truck that was here, the same truck he asked for tailpipes, there is no hangers on the left-hand side of the vehicle, and I don't use the cheap hangers when I build an exhaust system. I build hangers like this when I build an exhaust system. You know why? Because they work, they last. The engineers already thought it out. Factories that sell these California swingers and these stupid multi-hole hangers, they all fail. And I don't like to use stuff that fails. That's why I don't do it. So we've seen guys in the exhaust business cut this stuff right off and throw it in the trash and put garbage on there and have the exhaust fall off. Every day I can show you in my shop of crappy work that goes on in other bays in this area. That's a fact, every day. This morning it was rear shocks on a Mercury Zephyr. Yeah, Mercury Zephyr. They put the spacer on the inside where the trailing arm meets the rear axle, and the trailing arm was rubbing against the shock because they didn't put the 1-inch spacer between the shock and the rear axle flange, pulling the stud back away from the control arm. It's not rocket science to put shocks on. You take the ones you took off, you put on the same exact way. But yeah, he's a mechanic, but did he do it right? No. Is it working? It's almost working. I mean, the shock is working, but it's limiting the travel of your rear suspension. Like, what good is that? Every day, all day long, cars from other shops I see in here have half-assed work done, and incomplete or completely misdiagnosed. So hold on. Oh no! Oh no! It's gonna ruin this. Never will this happen. If this fails, the hose was failing already.
There is a video of a guy putting 230 pounds on a suspended
I've been doing this for
caliper.
40 years. We don't do ones with like 50 or 100 pound calipers. I do have my limits. But if this caliper cannot support this brake hose, then that means that brake hose can't handle the hydraulic pressure it's under.
There was a guy who did one of these on a Kia Optima. He put 230 pounds hanging off of this
Yeah.
with weights before it decided to snap.
So 230.
230 pounds, so me, hanging off of that.
Yeah.
And then probably 10 or 20 extra pounds.
Yeah. But I would still say, like, I would prefer you to not do that.
If I'm doing brakes, then they don't get like that. But if I'm just...
But in the most cases, I don't mind that it's swinging like that. The aluminum ones, I don't care, but
If it's an E350 van, like, okay, I understand. Like,
Yeah,
one of those
with a 50
bigger
pound
trucks,
caliper.
Yeah, no, okay.
but if you could support it, I would rather you just support it instead. Letting it just swing-a-dingle-dingle out there. All right, I know I'm all over the place. This has been the armpit of a week here. And I can't wait for Saturday to be here and gone and be home chilling and play with my cat. So what do you guys think? Was $400 too high? Is $200 too much to get your car fixed today? Is $200 in labor too much to get your car fixed? An hour's labor and whatever little bit of materials that you need to get your car fixed. I'm going to tell you, there is no real other cheaper places. You're going to find someone in their driveway, someone who's not a real mechanic, someone who thinks they can be a mechanic for less than $150 an hour. And what do you get? And I see that work every day. Yeah. Thanks for watching.